When was the last time you allowed yourself to dream? I mean, truly dream. Not a fleeting wish, not a quick thought of, if only. I'm talking about the kind of dream that lights a fire in your spirit and makes you see yourself in places you never thought possible. The kind of dream that feels so big, you're almost afraid to say it out loud. You see, dreaming big is not about wishing on a star or crossing your fingers. It's about knowing deep in your soul that there is more out there for you. It's about realizing that the world is waiting for what only you can give. And it's about silencing those voices, whether they come from the outside or deep inside of you, that say, who are you to dream like that? Or what makes you think you can have that life? Let me tell you, the only answer you need is this: because I dare. Daring to dream big takes courage. It requires you to believe in something that may not yet exist, to build a vision of yourself that may feel unfamiliar, and to take steps toward that vision, even when the path isn't clear. But daring is the key, my friends. Daring means you're willing to move past fear, past doubt, past everything that tries to hold you back. And it means you're willing to build something bigger than just a life of safety or comfort. You're stepping into a world that only opens up when you choose to live boldly, to dream out loud, and to push the limits of what you thought was possible. Dreaming big is more than a hope or a passing thought. It's a commitment, a powerful force that shapes your reality in ways you may not even realize yet. When you dare to dream big, you're opening yourself up to a world beyond what you currently see, feel, and know. You're planting seeds of possibility in the soil of your imagination. And the beauty of it is that no one else needs to understand or see that vision, only you do. This isn't about creating a fantasy or wishing for a change. It's about building a life with intention, fueled by a belief in something bigger and greater than what you're living today. Big dreams have the power to draw you out of your comfort zone, to pull you forward, and to make you see parts of yourself that you may have forgotten or never discovered before. It's like stepping into the role you were always meant to play, in the life you were always meant to live. When you give yourself permission to dream big, you're telling yourself that you are worthy of more. And in a world that often asks us to settle, to be practical, to stay within lines that are already drawn, daring to dream big becomes an act of courage. It's a declaration that says, I refuse to be limited by the ordinary, by what's easy, or by what others expect of me. You begin to envision a life where you're not only surviving, but thriving. You begin to see possibilities that may have once felt out of reach, or even impossible. And perhaps most importantly, you start to feel a pull towards something meaningful, a sense of purpose that isn't defined by circumstances or limitations, but by the depth of your belief in what you can achieve. This pull becomes a force that leads you to take risks, to step forward even when the path isn't clear, and to trust in a future that you're actively creating. When you hold on to a big dream, you're also shaping your reality by influencing your thoughts, actions, and choices. You start to see opportunities that align with that vision. And because your mind is focused on what you want, you naturally begin to attract what you need. Your dream becomes a compass guiding you toward people, experiences, and decisions that support the life you're building. And it's not that life becomes magically easy, it's that you become resilient. You're more willing to face setbacks, knowing they are part of the journey rather than the end of the road. Your dream gives you a reason to keep going, to find strength in moments of struggle, and to remain grounded in a vision that fuels your spirit. With every small step, with every bold choice, you're inching closer to the life you know you're meant to live. And the process of growth that happens along the way becomes just as valuable as the dream itself. Daring to dream big also shifts your perspective on failure and mistakes. Instead of seeing setbacks as signs that you're on the wrong path, you start to view them as essential parts of your growth. You understand that big dreams demand big growth, and big growth often requires big lessons. When you dream big, you're less likely to be discouraged by the inevitable challenges that come your way. You recognize that every obstacle is a chance to learn, a stepping stone that brings you one step closer to your dream. And because your vision is so much bigger than any single challenge, you begin to build resilience, inner strength, and confidence that can't be shaken by temporary setbacks. Every time you rise after a fall, you're proving to yourself that you are capable, that you are resourceful, and that no setback is big enough to stop you from reaching your goal. One of the most beautiful things about daring to dream big is that it also impacts the people around you. When others see you going after something that feels out of reach, something that takes courage and commitment, they are inspired to consider what's possible in their own lives. Your dream becomes a light that shines beyond you, showing others that they too can pursue their passions and live life with purpose. Whether or not they follow the same path, your courage in following your own dream plants seeds of possibility in the minds and hearts of those who witness your journey. And this ripple effect is profound. You're not just creating a life for yourself, you're creating a legacy of inspiration that goes far beyond what you'll ever know. You're showing others that they don't have to settle, that there is power in dreaming, and that life's true beauty is found in chasing after what sets your soul on fire. Your big dream has a way of shaping not only your reality, but also the very core of who you are. It pushes you to be more than you were yesterday, to rise above limiting beliefs, and to create a version of yourself that you're proud of. As you pursue your dream, you start to discover parts of yourself that you never knew existed: strength, resilience, courage, and creativity that are called forth in response to the challenges you face. You realize that in reaching for a bigger life, you're also stepping into a bigger version of yourself, one who is capable of facing fears, one who knows that every step taken toward the dream is a step taken in alignment with your true purpose. And that journey of self-discovery, of growth and transformation, is as powerful as the dream itself. The dream becomes not only a destination, but a mirror, showing you who you are becoming along the way. When you dare to dream big, you also learn the art of patience and persistence. Big dreams don't come true overnight, and often they require years of dedication, hard work, and faith. You come to understand that every step, no matter how small, is a part of the bigger picture. The journey to a big dream is rarely a straight line. There will be twists, turns, and unexpected detours. But with each twist and turn, you're building the patience needed to see the journey through, and the persistence that keeps you moving forward. The dream becomes something you're willing to fight for, something that you hold close even when the road gets hard, even when progress feels slow, because you know that the reward is worth every challenge. And in this process, you start to fall in love not only with the dream itself, but with the person you're becoming along the way. Your dream teaches you resilience, dedication, and a belief in yourself that no one can take away. Daring to dream big is also about freeing yourself from the limitations of what's expected or acceptable. It's about giving yourself permission to want more, to imagine more, and to be unapologetic about the size of your vision. Too often, we keep our dreams small because we fear judgment, or because we believe that big dreams are reserved for others, for people who are smarter or luckier or more talented. But when you dare to dream big, you're declaring that you are worthy of all that life has to offer. You're rejecting the idea that life is something that simply happens to you, and instead you're choosing to take control of your story. You're deciding that you are the author, the architect, and the creator of your reality, and that's a powerful stance. Embracing the unknown is one of the most powerful decisions you can make when it comes to living your fullest life. The unknown is full of possibilities, and while it may feel uncomfortable or even frightening, it is where growth, transformation, and true change happen. When you decide to embrace the unknown, you're making a choice to leave behind what is familiar, what is safe, and what you already know. This isn't about ignoring your fears or pretending that stepping into something new isn't intimidating. It's about recognizing that your dreams and goals are worth the discomfort, worth the challenge, and worth the journey. The unknown, with all its uncertainty, is where you find the freedom to become something new, to experience life in ways you could never imagine if you stayed within the lines of the familiar. And yes, there will be times when the unknown feels like a vast open sea with no clear destination in sight, but in choosing to sail through it, you're allowing yourself to experience the beauty and depth of life that can't be found on the shore. Turning fear into fuel means recognizing that fear is natural. It's part of the human experience, especially when facing something new, uncertain, or challenging. Fear is your mind's way of trying to keep you safe, to protect you from risk. But safety and growth rarely coexist, and if you want to truly expand and experience life fully, you have to transform that fear into something that pushes you forward rather than holds you back. Think of fear as energy. It's a powerful force, and like any energy, it can be channeled, redirected, and used to serve you rather than stop you. When you feel that anxiety rising, that tightness in your chest, or those doubts whispering in your mind, recognize that these feelings are signals. They're reminders that you're on the edge of something significant, something that could change your life. Instead of shrinking back, lean in. Allow that fear to fuel your desire to push through, to see what's on the other side, to embrace the unknown with the curiosity and courage of someone who knows that there is more for them. One of the most empowering aspects of embracing the unknown is realizing that you don't need all the answers to move forward. Life doesn't come with a roadmap, and often the most incredible experiences come from paths you didn't plan, from detours and unexpected turns. When you let go of the need to know every step of the journey, you open yourself up to the wonder of discovery. You start to understand that it's okay not to have everything figured out, that uncertainty is not a barrier to success, but rather a bridge to it. The unknown allows you to trust in your own ability to navigate whatever comes your way. It teaches you resilience, adaptability, and the ability to find strength and solutions within yourself. The unknown becomes a teacher, showing you that life is full of lessons, opportunities, and moments of beauty that you would miss if you insisted on staying in control every step of the way. When you release the need for certainty, you free yourself to live fully, to be present, and to appreciate the journey even when the destination isn't clear. Stepping into the unknown also helps you break free from the limits of your past. Often we are held back not by what's possible, but by the stories we've been told, by the experiences we've had, and by the limitations we've come to believe are real. The unknown has no such limitations. It is vast, open, and full of possibility, unburdened by the expectations or constraints of yesterday. When you embrace it, you're allowing yourself to leave behind the habits, beliefs, and patterns that no longer serve you. You're choosing to redefine what's possible for you, to create a new story, and to step into a version of yourself that isn't limited by your past. The unknown becomes a place of freedom, a blank canvas where you can paint a life that aligns with who you are becoming rather than who you have been. And as you let go of the old, you create space for new opportunities, for growth, and for a future that is aligned with your deepest desires. Turning fear into fuel requires you to reframe your mindset around challenges and discomfort. Instead of seeing fear as something to avoid, begin to see it as a sign that you're on the right path. Fear means you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, that you're reaching for something that matters to you. It means you're willing to put yourself out there, to take risks, and to chase after dreams that are bigger than what you currently know. When you feel fear, remind yourself that it's not there to stop you, it's there to push you. It's an indication that you care, that you're invested, and that you're doing something meaningful. Use that energy to propel yourself forward. Channel it into action, into steps that bring you closer to your goals. Let fear be the fire that lights your way rather than the shadow that blocks your path. Embracing the unknown with this mindset allows you to transform fear from a source of paralysis into a source of power. The unknown also teaches you to trust in timing, to understand that things may not always happen exactly as you planned, but that they often unfold exactly as they're meant to. When you embrace the unknown, you're choosing to have faith in the process, to believe that life has a way of bringing you exactly what you need when you need it. This trust allows you to let go of the pressure to force outcomes, to control every detail, and to make things happen on your timeline. Instead, you start to see that there is beauty in the timing of life, that sometimes the greatest gifts come when you least expect them, and that what is meant for you will find its way to you in ways you could never plan or predict. Trusting in this timing gives you a sense of peace and patience, a willingness to let things unfold naturally, and a belief that even the unknown is working in your favor. When you embrace the unknown and turn fear into fuel, you also start to build a sense of inner strength and self-reliance that is unshakable. You realize that no matter what happens, you have the ability to adapt, to find solutions, and to keep moving forward. The unknown becomes less of a threat and more of an adventure, a space where you know you have the tools to handle whatever comes your way. You learn that you are stronger, more capable, and more resilient than you ever knew. This inner strength becomes a foundation that carries you through life's challenges, a reminder that you don't need all the answers because you have everything you need within you to face whatever lies ahead. Embracing the unknown empowers you to take risks, to dream bigger, and to pursue goals that once seemed out of reach. It allows you to trust in your own abilities, to know that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way, and to move through life with a confidence that is rooted in who you are rather than in external circumstances. Choosing to embrace the unknown also connects you to your own creativity and resourcefulness. When you step into uncharted territory, you are forced to think outside of the box, to come up with solutions that may not be obvious or conventional. This process unlocks a part of you that is innovative, adaptable, and willing to try new things. The unknown pushes you to be creative, to find new paths, and to see possibilities where others might see obstacles. And as you navigate through the unknown, you start to realize that creativity is not just about art or ideas, it's about creating a life that reflects your values, your passions, and your dreams. The unknown invites you to build something unique, something that is a true expression of who you are, and in doing so, you find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that can't be found in a life of predictability or certainty. Embracing the unknown becomes a journey of self-discovery, a way to connect with your own potential, and to see just how far you can go when you're willing to step outside of the familiar. When you turn fear into fuel, you're choosing to live boldly, to take ownership of your life, and to create a reality that is aligned with your vision. You're refusing to let fear dictate your choices or to keep you confined to what feels safe. Instead, you're using that energy to propel you forward, to inspire you to take action, and to remind you that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. You're choosing to embrace life with all its uncertainties, to find strength in the unknown, and to believe in your ability to navigate whatever lies ahead. Don't let yesterday's limits define tomorrow's possibilities. Life is a journey of growth, evolution, and change. Yet so often we allow ourselves to be defined by our past, by what we could or couldn't achieve, by the obstacles that stopped us, and by the limitations that seemed insurmountable at the time. But holding on to those limits only keeps us in a smaller version of ourselves, one that is anchored to past experiences rather than empowered by future potential. When you choose not to let yesterday's limits define tomorrow's possibilities, you are making a decision to redefine what's possible for you. You're giving yourself permission to grow beyond what you once thought was your capacity, to step into a future where you are not bound by the setbacks or restrictions that held you back before. This decision is liberating because it allows you to see that your life is not determined by what has been, but by what you're willing to become, by the dreams you're bold enough to pursue, and by the belief you have in your own potential. Yesterday's limits are often the result of circumstances, beliefs, or patterns that once felt immovable. Maybe you faced setbacks that convinced you that certain things just weren't meant for you, or perhaps you encountered challenges that felt too big to overcome at the time. But those limitations don't have to be permanent. They are markers of where you were, not where you are or where you're going. The beauty of life is that you are constantly changing, evolving, and growing. You're gaining new insights, learning new skills, and developing resilience that allows you to handle challenges differently than you could before. When you release yesterday's limits, you're opening yourself up to the possibility that you are more capable, more resourceful, and more resilient than you once believed. You're acknowledging that you are not the same person you were yesterday, and therefore the limitations of yesterday do not apply to who you are today or who you will be tomorrow. Embracing tomorrow's possibilities means cultivating a mindset that is open to change, one that sees growth as an ongoing journey rather than a destination. This mindset allows you to view every experience, every setback, and every challenge as a stepping stone on your path rather than a roadblock. It's about shifting from a fixed mindset where you believe your abilities, talents, and opportunities are limited to a growth mindset where you understand that with effort, dedication, and resilience, you can expand your capabilities and create new possibilities. This mindset opens up doors that would otherwise remain closed because you're no longer operating under the belief that you have to stay within the bounds of what you've already known or experienced. Instead, you're willing to push those boundaries, to explore, to take risks, and to believe in possibilities that may not have been visible to you in the past. When you adopt this approach, you start to see that limitations are not fixed, they're flexible, and you have the power to stretch them, to move beyond them, and to redefine what's achievable. Letting go of yesterday's limits also means recognizing that the opinions or judgments of others do not define your potential. Too often, we allow the words or expectations of others to shape our perception of what we can or cannot do. Maybe someone told you that you weren't capable of achieving something or that your dreams were unrealistic. Maybe you internalized those beliefs, letting them become part of your narrative. But when you choose to move past yesterday's limits, you're deciding that those voices do not have the final say over your life. You are the author of your own story, and you have the ability to write new chapters, to change the plot, and to create an ending that reflects your true desires and capabilities. You no longer need validation from others to pursue your dreams because you understand that their limits do not have to be yours. Their beliefs about what's possible are not your truth. By releasing the weight of others' expectations, you allow yourself to dream bigger, to reach higher, and to believe in a future that aligns with your vision, not theirs. When you decide not to let yesterday's limits define tomorrow's possibilities, you're also committing to face your fears and insecurities with courage. It's natural to feel apprehensive about stepping into unknown territory, especially when you've encountered setbacks in the past. Fear often arises as a way to protect you from disappointment or failure, but if you allow fear to control your decisions, you'll remain anchored to the past rather than reaching for the future. Facing those fears means acknowledging them without allowing them to hold you back. It means understanding that while fear may be part of the journey, it does not have to dictate your destination. With each step you take toward your goals, you build confidence, resilience, and a sense of empowerment that makes the unknown feel less intimidating. You start to see fear not as a sign that you should stop, but as a signal that you're moving beyond your comfort zone, that you're pushing the boundaries of what's familiar, and that you're growing in ways that will prepare you for the life you want to create. Living without the limits of yesterday also means embracing the idea that failure is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone. When you view failure as a learning experience, you remove the fear that often accompanies it. You start to see that each setback provides valuable lessons, insights, and opportunities for growth that bring you closer to success. Instead of allowing past failures to convince you that you're not capable, you begin to view them as necessary parts of the journey. Each failure teaches you something new, whether it's a better way to approach a problem, a new skill that will help you next time, or a deeper understanding of yourself and your goals. By reframing failure in this way, you're able to release the limitations that come from a fear of making mistakes. You're no longer held back by the possibility of failure because you understand that it is simply a part of the process, a stepping stone that leads you to success rather than a sign that you should stop. To break free from yesterday's limits, it's essential to surround yourself with people who inspire, encourage, and believe in your potential. The company you keep has a powerful influence on your mindset, your beliefs, and your sense of what's possible. When you're around people who see your potential, who celebrate your growth, and who encourage you to dream bigger, you're more likely to believe in your own capabilities. Conversely, if you're surrounded by negativity or doubt, it becomes more challenging to break free from old limitations. Seek out those who uplift you, who challenge you to be your best, and who believe in possibilities that go beyond what's familiar. These are the people who will remind you of your strength, who will encourage you to keep going when the journey gets tough, and who will stand by you as you pursue your dreams. With their support, you'll find it easier to let go of past limitations and to embrace a future filled with new opportunities. Breaking free from yesterday's limits also requires a commitment to continuous growth and learning. Life is dynamic, and as you grow, so does your understanding of what you're capable of achieving. Each new skill you learn, each piece of knowledge you acquire, and each experience you embrace expands your potential. Committing to growth means that you're willing to challenge yourself, to push beyond what you know, and to seek out opportunities that stretch your abilities. It's about remaining curious, open, and willing to learn from each experience, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to your goals. As you grow, you'll find that limits that once seemed impossible to overcome start to fade away, replaced by a sense of possibility and empowerment that fuels your journey forward.